Thank you for tuning in to this IRI training designed to support teachers, staff, and others administering or training those who administer the IRI. This training is designed to build an understanding of the modeling features available in iStation for the IRI. This training will highlight the different ways to use iStation to model the IRI for students prior to administration. For additional information related to modeling, you can reference the IRI Test Administration Manual, or TAM, Testing Practices, and Appendices A and B. This training does not replace the need to read the IRI TAM in its entirety on an annual basis. There are two different ways to model the IRI for students. The first is through teacher modeling, that allows the teacher to explain the directions to students for each subtest. The second way to model is through student modeling. This way of modeling allows a student to practice hearing and answering a question from each subtest. Teachers can log into the application directly using their username and password, or access the modeling application directly from the reporting website. To launch directly from the reporting site, click the red drop-down arrow near the right top corner of the screen next to the username. Then click on Launch Teacher Station. This action will open the same screen present when logging directly into the application. From there, click on the ISIP modeling icon. Modeling the IRI for students is important to ensure they have the opportunity to become familiar with the testing platform. Each subtest in IRI has a distinct set of directions and different accessibility features available. For example, some subtests allow students to click on a question mark to hear the question repeated, while others do not. Even if students have taken the IRI in previous grade levels or early in the same year, modeling is still important. Remember that subtests may vary from year to year, and students can progress to new subtests as they grow throughout the year. All students should have the IRI subtests modeled prior to taking the fall and spring assessment. Modeling is available for each subtest in IRI. For information outlining which subtests are administered at each grade level, see Appendix A of the IRI TAM. IRI modeling is available for each subtest as shown. Teachers can click on a subtest to demonstrate to students how to listen to the directions and answer the questions. Each modeling subtest includes the full directions as well as 2 practice items. The items in the modeling feature do not change. Students who access the modeling icon and subtests will practice the same items and hear the same directions as the teacher used for modeling. Each subtest and the specific item level modeling tip will be outlined in the remaining slides. The Listening Comprehension subtest has 2 item types, matching sentences to pictures and sentence to story completion. In the first item type, the student listens to the sentence and identifies the picture that best illustrates the orally read sentence or paragraph meaning. In the second type, a sentence or short story is read aloud and 4 pictures appear on the screen. 1 word is missing from the sentence or short story. The student must choose, from 4 choices, the word that best completes the sentence or story. It is particularly important for the Listening Comprehension subtest that students are taught to listen carefully because the stimuli cannot be repeated. Once the sentence or story is read aloud, students have 20 seconds to select their answer. The Phonemic Awareness subtest assesses students on beginning, ending, and rhyming sound, in addition to sound-by-sound blending. Students need to understand there are 2 different types of items that will be presented in this subtest. The first shows 4 items on the screen at once. The narrator says the name of each picture as the box around it highlights. Then the student is asked to click on the picture that has the same beginning, ending, or rhyming sound as the sound produced orally by the narrator. Remind students during modeling to pay attention to the green highlight around the picture so they will know what the picture is showing. Equally important will be the individual sound items is to model for students that they can have the picture choices repeated by hovering over them without clicking. Note that on a touchscreen device, students will click the speaker icon next to the picture to hear it repeated. Students will benefit from practice in the modeling app with this subtest to understand how to hear a picture repeated within the 8-second time for each question. The second type item is modeled in the same way with the same considerations, but will appear differently on the screen. For the sound-by-sound blending, the narrator says a word, phoneme by phoneme. As the animated head produces each sound, the student is asked to click on the picture showing the word that has been said sound by sound. This item type allows 10 seconds for a student to respond. Letter knowledge also has 2 types of items, letter recognition and letter sound identification. 5 choices in a combination of both uppercase and lowercase letters appear on the screen at once. The student is asked to identify the symbol for the letter name that is orally produced by the narrator or asked to identify the letter that makes the produced sound. To model items in this subtest, teach students to respond quickly by having the pointer in the correct place while listening. Allowing multiple practice sessions for students in the modeling app will support them to be able to select a response within the 5-second time allotment. For young students still learning to use a mouse, a touch screen may provide them with the scaffold necessary to better select their response. Alphabetic decoding measures a student's ability to recognize nonsense words based on the sounds the narrator says. For this subtest, 4 items appear on the screen. The student is asked to identify the nonsense word that is orally produced by the narrator. During modeling, ensure students know how to listen carefully. The produced nonsense word cannot be repeated. The spelling subtest in the IRI includes many directions that need to be taught through teacher modeling and practiced through student modeling. Some of the important modeling tips for spelling are to teach students that not all letters will be used from the letter bank. Ensure students know that a single letter may be used more than once for an individual word. Teach students to click the green button on the bottom of the screen to submit their word, and inform students that they may hear the word repeated by clicking the blue question mark. The vocabulary subtest is the only one administered to every student who takes the IRI, regardless of grade level. There are 2 item types to model: picture items and synonym items. For the first item type, pictures appear on the screen. The narrator asks the student to identify the picture that best illustrates the word that is orally produced by the narrator. The next level item is synonyms. For this item, 4 words appear on the screen. The student is asked to identify the word that has the same or similar meaning as a targeted word pronounced by the narrator. Modeling tips for the different item types are the same. Model that directions can be repeated by clicking on the question mark in the bottom left corner of the screen, and that answer choices may be repeated by hovering over them or clicking on the speaker icon if using a touchscreen device. Allowing students to practice in the modeling app will ensure they are able to understand how to use the feature to repeat directions or choices within the 20-second time allotment. Like many other subtests, reading comprehension has two item types to model: sentence to picture and sentence completion. For the first item type, a sentence and 4 pictures appear on the screen. The student reads the sentence and identifies the picture that best illustrates the sentence meaning. For the next item type, a sentence, sentences, or a paragraph appear on the screen. One word is missing from the text. The student reads the text and must choose from 4 choices. The word that best completes the text. Modeling for both of the reading comprehension items is the same. Remind students that there is a time limit and to read and answer carefully without distractions. Students will also need to practice through modeling how to use the drop-down answer choices. The final subtest in IRI is text fluency. Remember that the text fluency subtest is scored but does not contribute to a student's overall score or tier on the IRI. For this subtest, students must be able to select their answer from the drop-down choices, similar to the reading comprehension subtest. During modeling, students will see that if the incorrect answer is chosen, the system will populate the correct answer into the blank to ensure the text is correct. Allow students to practice this subtest prior to administration to ensure they understand the functionality and can do their best. For questions regarding IRI modeling, first contact your district or school IRI coordinator. If you have additional questions, you may contact Elena Knopp via phone or email.